Hi, I'm Stan Zygmunt with the University of Scranton. Welcome to Ion Business. My co-host Christine Donilo with Luzerne County Community College. And our guests today are Joe Brophy, Brophy Marketing. Thank you for being here. We also have Kristen Powers with Green Being in Scranton, Kristen Powers, and Danielle Fleming with Danielle and Company, which is also in Scranton on both of you share Adams Avenue addresses. Thank you very much for being here today on well, this is actually for Earth Week, and we're looking at actual natural products. We're in Azaria at the Mall at Steamtown before its opening, so we're getting a sneak peek of Azaria too. It's going to open May 1st at the Mall at Steamtown.
And we're here because it's Earth Week, and so we have Earth products. So what we'd like to do is, Joe, could you give us a little background about your company, and then maybe we'll go through everyone, and then we'll ask you about your products.
All right. Well, about 12 years ago, 15 years ago, there were people buying recycled products, especially people like government agencies and municipalities, to teach children how to what recycling means. And it started with some pens made out of currency, denim, old newspaper. And in the last 2 years, if a vendor or a company doesn't have anything green, it's, we've been green a long time, but if they don't have anything green, then, it's difficult for them. So everybody tries to say they're green. And basically, the green type of products are your renewable energy products that don't have batteries. And you'll wind them up, and then so if you have one of these in your house or in your car and the lights go out, it's a fabulous thing. They've gone on to make the same thing out of little pigs. There are also little lights for your keychains. Same thing. There's no batteries. You wind them up, and they have very bright lights. They also have solar. A lot of solar items out there, where you put them on your keychains, and they just kind of last forever. Solar calculators have been out there for a while, and they go in all prices. And now even flash drives and electronics are going green, right down to the green steel that they use in them. Okay, a lot of people use seeded cards now. It's seeded bookmarks. Great to teach kids about recycling. And then I guess
tell me, what is a seeded bookmark?
A seeded bookmark is something that you'll put your company's name on there, and you'll use this as a bookmark. And then anywhere up to 2 years later, you plant this piece of it, and it'll grow wildflowers. So, there's all kinds of, Christmas cards, everything made out of recycled paper with seeds in them. Next are the types of things that came out, and a lot of them made in the U.S. Are biodegradable. This is a thermometer, but they have rain gauges and all kinds of things like that. Health kits, also biodegradable. And then there are the recycled mugs and plastic bottles. Not only are these biodegradable, but there are also ones that you want people to use them over and over to sustain that. Don't use a paper cup every time you're doing something. And lastly, the latest thing that are out are they've learned how to make mugs out of corn and cornstarch instead of petroleum-based. And this one happens to be made out of potatoes and vegetables. And they last forever unless you put them in the dishwasher or a landfill type situation where you won't realize what they used to be.
Well, that's great. It's amazing what kind of products there are. And so we have Kristen. Kristen, could you tell us a little about your company and some of the items that you have?
Sure. I started Green Being in 2007, just making environmentally friendly handbags out of all reused materials. And then in October of 2008, it grew into an eco boutique in downtown Scranton. And it's an all green business, everything from the hangers to the cleaners I use on the floor.
Oh, nice.
Can you show us?
Yeah, show us
Sure.
some and explain
Yeah.
to us what they're made of.
Yeah, this is an eco handbag made out of coffee bean bags that I get from Electric City Roasting Company, and then other recycled materials that I find from estate sales, flea markets, things like that. And then this is a reusable coffee sleeve.
That's great.
Yeah, there's over like
It
4
really
million
is.
coffee drinkers a week, so if we all switched to that, that would save a lot of cardboard from ending up in the landfill.
Actually, I was just someplace and the person was saying how hot their coffee thing is, and I said you should get a sleeve. I never knew that there was something like that.
Yeah.
So,
And then a lot of the other things I carry at the store are made by local artists. This is a hand-painted vintage handbag by Shoplift, a girl named Chrissy Manuel in West Scranton. Then I have earrings from another girl in Nanacoke, artwork by Katie, and these are recycled plastic cut out of various things from like soda bottles and things like that. And then I have another example. This is Little Red. She makes just all little sorts of accessories out of all recycled materials. And I have clothing for women and men too, and I carry vintage clothing as well.
how great. And Danielle, a little bit about your products and
Sure.
your company.
My name is Danielle Fleming. I'm the founder of Danielle & Company, and my business actually started in my home in 2004. I never intended to be in this business. I wanted to be a psychologist my whole life. And in my master's program, I started studying how scents and aromas can enhance our moods and behaviors. So instead of actually giving the oils out to my friends and family and say, well, tell me if you smell this lavender, does it help relax? I said, why don't I put it into a product that people can use every day? So I ended up putting it into a bar of soap. And after my experiment ran, people said, I love the soap, and it was really relaxing. Can you make me some more? And that's how my business started. I started selling in farmers markets in 2004, and then opened up some retail shops in 5 and 6 and 7, and then got into the wholesale market in 2006. And basically, we manufacture all organic products. We've always been green. We did actually go green. I always started out that way. And right now, we currently manufacture four different main products. We have organic bar soaps. We have our organic candle, which is made with organic soy and beeswax, and we donate 5% of the proceeds to Penn State University for their honeybee research fund to help with finding a cure for colony collapse disorder. And then we also have our organic hand and body lotion and our organic body wash.
And
we
as I said to you, somebody gave me that as a gift, and it's a lovely product.
Oh,
It's-
thank you so much. So we make everything by hand. It originally was started in my kitchen, and then it grew to my basement. I converted that into a kitchen, outgrew that, and our factory is on Adams Avenue now. We sell to over 120 locations across the country, Canada and Japan. We were on QVC last year for Earth Day, selling one of our products, our organic soap garden, so that was a great feature for us, and we'd won Best in Show for that gift at the New York Gift Show, as well as Best Product in Organics at the show. And we look at 3 parts for sustainability. We look at how the product is manufactured, so our manufacturing plant is completely green, from the materials that we use to the machines that we use to the cleaning products to the lighting to water conservation. Then we look at the actual ingredients that we use. They are all organic and all natural products. And then we look at packaging. We use PET plastic, which is the most recyclable plastic out there. We don't use glass because I don't like glass in the bathroom. I think it's too dangerous. And we are looking at using a PLA, which is the corn-based resin, as well, but it's not holding up, excuse me, it's not holding up in cosmetics products yet. It's starting to disintegrate
Right.
on the shelf. So the industry is trying to make advances into using the PLA as opposed to petroleum-based products.
Do you find people coming into your stores or for your products looking for the biodegradable, or is it just they like the product because it's a nice product?
You know, it's a little bit of both. I think there are 2 different consumers. I think the scents of our products are really what draws them. They love the way it smells, and then once they find out that it's made organically, it's manufactured eco-friendly, then that's what clinches them to buy and continue to reuse. So I think for us, the scents of our products are what bring the consumers in, but I think the rebuy is because they learn to understand that how it's all manufactured by hand at our facility, that it's a family-based business, that we're using all the correct products. I think that's what hooks them in.
And Joe, what do you think? How do you?
Oh, I love the idea that they're trying to get into the corn, and I know from trying to make these A lot of companies just couldn't come up with the formula
Right.
to do that.
Right.
And, organic products, I think people appreciate when they're getting an organic product. If you give someone an organic T-shirt, they appreciate it so much more if it has that organic tag in the back. Plus, they're so much softer than regular cotton. And yes, you pay a little bit more for it, but we were up at the fair, the sustainability fair up at this Scranton University yesterday, and all of the kids up there had booths, and they all came over to see the organics, the bamboo type apparel they have out now. I'm sorry, and these types of products that are renewable energy. And of course, the bags that you'll find in Wegmans and all these kinds of places. I mean, people appreciate if you have an organic product, if you have something else in the base or something like that, I think it means a lot more than some people think. So, especially the younger generation,
And Kristen, what about
The younger
you?
generation. Have you seen people, has the interest in organic or being green grown? Have you seen that? Is that something that you just, you probably grew up with that.
Well, for sure, but I agree with Danielle. It's a little bit of both. People come in because they like the products, but then once they find out what you're doing to be part of the solution, then they come back for more. Green Being is more than just a store. Like, I feel really strongly about being involved in the community, which in turn helps the state and then the world, and it just continues on. So one person in Scranton can really make a difference, and I think people are catching on to that.
Is it good business to be green?
It's actually, in this business climate, it's not good business not to be green. A few years ago, I might have had maybe 15 suppliers that would maybe give me the pencils and a recycled coffee mug or something like that. Now, out of 20,000 suppliers, everyone has something that is green. Right down to the people that make the flash drives and things like that. And if you think about it, they're doing well because people don't want to use paper anymore at conferences and that type of thing. So what do? They put it on a green flash drive. But even if they put it on a regular flash drive, it saves so much paper going into landfills. So I think it's not cool not to be green at the moment. We've all been green for a long time.
Can I ask you too, you said your whole business is green, your manufacturing. There probably are a lot of things that are green or that are good for the environment that people just don't realize. I'll start with Danielle, but I'm thinking of just the holder, that there's things that people do, use less paper, turn off lights. Your building is an older building that you reconverted. Can you talk about maybe some other ways that people are green, but they may not even realize it?
Sure. I think the most important thing about being green is just doing the simple things. Even if it's one little thing that you do and change in your daily routine, I think that really, really helps. When we went into our building, it was a completely open space. There was no heating, no electricity, no plumbing. And so I had a really nice kind of blank canvas to work with. So when we painted, it was no VOC paint. We put in low flow sinks and low flush toilets. And we use, instead of having bottled water all the time, we have a cooler that all the employees can use. All of our computers are all Energy Savers, Energy Star, same thing with the heating and the lighting. So I think even just changing, to a fluorescent bulb, compact fluorescent bulbs are nice, easy changes that you can do in your home that will save you a lot of money over the long run. And now you can even go, PP&L will show you the different changes that you can do to make your house or your business more green. So I think it's a lot of the little things. Chris and I were saying we use the same bags. Our bags are all made from recycled material, post-consumer. Our tissue is recycled. The ribbon that we use is recycled. It's taking those little steps every time you're making a new purchase, saying, do I buy the paper plates or do I buy the PLA corn-based plates? And eventually those things become habits. That's where my psychology would come in. They'll become habits, and then you get used to that. So I think it's just doing the little things and educating. I think consumers are just not educated. They don't know what options are out there for them.
I laugh about that because when I was growing up, my father was very big on making sure you turn the lights off when you left a room. And I still have that habit of, and my staff goes, oh, must have been Christine, she turned that light off again, you know. And it does, I think, and they also say take the plugs out of things that you're not using, just the television or the VCR or the DVD or any of those type of appliances that you have in your house that if you don't use them every day and you can put the plug in and out, you're better off saving. It's every little bit counts, you know.
Even a very simple programmable thermostat for your home or for your business can save you hundreds of dollars throughout the year. And even, you know, instead of being at 68 in the winter at your house, move it down to 66 could save you hundreds of dollars. But consumers just need to know and be educated. These little tiny changes can make a big difference in their pocket. A lot of people think greening is expensive and you have to pay more money to be green. Yes, some things are. In my industry, organic materials are 45% more expensive than a natural and 65% more expensive than a synthetic. But when you're paying a little extra for a nicer soap or a nicer lotion, you could be saving money at your home by using water bottles or using reusable bottles all the time and adjusting your thermostat. So there's kind of a give and take that you can play in the organic greening world that people just need to understand better.
And I also think just by consumerism, the more people who buy, the cheaper it will become.
Exactly, and we've seen the prices go down on many things. You know, we were just saying how expensive a bamboo washcloth was 5 years ago, and now you can get them. You can get organic clothing inexpensive now. You know, so the prices of organics are coming down. The price of soy has been going down considerably this year, but the price of beeswax is going up. So there, you know, there is a trade in the commodities, but prices are going down for consumers, which is great because that'll help them become more comfortable with making a change.
Kristen, do you have any common sense tips that you give customers when they come in? Any things you tell them to encourage them to be more green or more sustainable?
I just think it's about being a responsible human being, environmentally and socially, just doing your little part. Like she said, a little difference does make a huge difference. A little change makes a huge difference. The green being products, like the all handmade ones by me, I donate a % of that to the Arbor Day Tree Foundation and plant trees right here in Pennsylvania. And then my credit card sales, a percentage of that goes to Trees for Life, which plants trees in third world countries that they could use for fruit and food and trade. But I don't know, it's just being responsible, that's all.
Joe, what do you think?
I'm saying yes to everything that they are saying, and Danielle mentioned PP&L, which is very important because there are things that you can do in your home to save energy, to save resources. Actually, they have a website that you can go out to, and it explains a lot of the things that Danielle was mentioning, but it also has an energy gauge out there where your PP&L box that is outside your house can now tell your computer exactly how much electricity you are using during the day and what hours of the day, and the thing is fantastic and it's free. So, you know, if people would go to PP&L's website and download that, it's pretty interesting that the times of day that you use electricity, and maybe you want to use it off peak hours. And you know, a lot of places are going to that now. Hey, you know, do your wash after peak hours and save energy that way. Don't overload the grid.
Well, that always makes sense. You always know in the summertime when they say, you know, everybody's got an air conditioner on and then there's these blackouts and stuff. And I do think we have to become socially conscious because we're using so many products. I can tell a story. I lived in Bulgaria for 4 years, and when I first got there was a lot of, all they really did was use holistic products. You had to go to the farmer's market, you brought your own bag, and they wrapped it up in just a little paper, very little paper, and you had at the end, I never took garbage out. It was like once a week I had a garbage pail. By the time I left, which was 4 years later, garbage, I was doing it like I do here. They had started to put every prepackaged things. They started to, you went to the farmer's market, they were in little bags. They gave you a bag, you didn't have to bring a bag. And it was amazing how just in a 4 year period of time, when they did not have garbage problems in that area, they now had an enormous amount of garbage issues, which sounds terrible, but it was because everything came prepackaged. You know, and it was, and now, so if we can, it's hard to go back to not having a lot of things prepackaged, but I think these type of things where you constantly recycle, you know, you constantly reuse them instead of buying a water bottle or buying, maybe even if you go to buy coffee at a Dunkin' Donuts or a Starbucks, you bring in your cup and you say, please, you know, fill my cup up, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
It's the way you start saving things. And we just, it's a little, as you said, conscious and a habit.
And just to start to wrap up, Danielle and Company, you have a manufacturing facility at
831 Adams. 831 Adams Avenue is where our facility is. You can come in, you can actually, we have an open facility so you could actually see us making the products on production days. It's also a retail place where you can come in and purchase the products for the public, and it's also used as our wholesale showroom. Also, our products are available online at danielleandcompany.com 24 hours a day, and we also sell, you know, to a lot of other local shops in the area as well. A lot of the Hallmark stores carry our products.
Great, and just a summary of Green Being.
I'm located on 334 Adams Ave, and I also have a website. It's shopgreenbeing.com. Right now, there's not products on there, but hopefully within the next couple weeks, there'll be a shopping page.
And Joe.
And my business is in a town called Montdale. It's right out of Clark Summit. And I work out of my house with no overhead. And you can go out to www.bro-green.com and see all the products that we have and all of the apparel and that type of thing. So,
Well, we'd like to thank our guests. Danielle Fleming from Danielle and Company, Joe Brody from Brody Marketing Solutions, and Christine Powers from Green Being. My co-host is Stan Zygmunt, and I'm Christine Donilo. And I'd also like to thank, we're in this area, a new store that's opening at the mall at Steamtown. And actually, when they open and throughout their selling season, they're going to be offering a mineral product that's all natural. So it's something, again, they're into the green too. So we'd like to thank you, and this is Ion Business.